All right, guys, this is a first. I've never been stalked before. Yeah, I don't have anything for you. I'm sorry. All right, so I think we found our lunch spot. Good morning, YouTube. We're currently in Breckenridge, Colorado. We're gonna go do the mining district up here, see some of the old mining railings. We'll probably work our way to the old dredge. As you can see, it's November 1st and we don't really have much snow up in the high country, but hopefully that'll change. I really want to get some snow content for you guys, but Colorado just isn't releasing any snow at the moment. But I'm gonna get myself ready. We got some fun stuff planned on this trip. We're gonna go and do a day hike, put a couple miles on. We're gonna try our backpacking stove and see how we can do with that, with making a meal and a quesadilla. We're gonna try out some new gear. It is currently like 20 degrees right now, so I am gonna put on some of my winter gear that I have. Pieces of gear I bought off of Amazon is some snow overalls. So I also bought off of Amazon some boots, some snow boots, a backpacking stove. You'll probably see a little of that in the video before this, or I'll link that up in the description. On the trail, we're gonna go and do kind of a small loop hike, and then we'll do test that stove. All right, so we're not in that far, maybe quarter mile, half a mile. That's all from a dredge that came up here when they were mining in this area. So do you see the bird right here? This guy's been following me for, I don't know, probably a good 300-400 feet. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but he seems friendly, or she. All right, guys, this is a first. I've never been stalked before, and I'm gonna see if I can show you guys what's stalking me, and this is actually kind of cool. See him coming towards me right there? This guy's been following me for a little while. Let's see. I guess that's one of the better things to be stalked by than a mountain lion or a bear, so I'll take that as a win. All right, so I'm still being stalked. He stuck with me. See him right there? All right, so we just made it to this dredge. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool, that old dredge sitting right there. A lot of history in Breckenridge, a lot of mining, and I think it was gold and silver they were mining up here. So my friend came back, as you can see. Yeah, I don't have anything for you. I'm sorry. All right, we found a nice little sunny spot for a little bit. We're gonna kind of warm up for a second. Trail's been beautiful so far. Boy, look at this. All right, so I can see why they call this the yellow brick road. I bet this is just covered in yellow leaves. It's actually pretty cool because look at all the aspens. So I definitely get why they call it that. All right, so I got myself on some sort of forest road. I actually don't know what road I'm on at the moment. All right, so I think we found our lunch spot. This is a nice spot right here. I actually didn't even know this was up here. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to see if I can maybe get the trailer up here. Looks like there's some stuff up this way too. Oh, it looks like there's a trail marker right there. But yeah, this is crazy. This was a spot I'm definitely gonna have to try to come up here and camp. All right, so we are at a nice little spot with a pretty nice view. I'm liking this. So we're gonna get our little backpacking stove set up, and we're gonna start making some lunch. We're just gonna do a ham quesadilla. All right, so we got our little fuel, our little stand, our little stove. I got some utensils in case we need them, and obviously our skillets in there. So I'm gonna get this set up. So what we have for lunch is we got some tortillas, we got some butter, I got some cheese, and a little bit of ham. And then I got my Capri Sun as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything kind of prepped, and we'll get this going. There's our quesadilla. I kind of just did a simple down and dirty meal. All right, should we see how it tastes? Not bad. All right, so we have our messy quesadilla. I'm gonna let that cook for a little bit. So this little stove that I have right here actually did really well. I actually burnt my quesadilla a little bit, but I'm still gonna enjoy it with this pretty view I got right here. All right, so we got everything packed up real nice and easy, and that's all it is. One thing I like about hiking in winter is the time I actually like to be in the sun. The gear I got from Amazon is actually keeping me really warm, except for this blue fleece. This I've had for a while, but the overalls and the boots have kept my feet dry. I'd say, I don't know what the temperature is right now. I'm guessing it's about freezing, but this morning when I was down in the shade, it was pretty chilly, but I was warm. So if you guys can see it, there's a cabin right there, old mining cabin. And if you look, all this right here is all from the dredge that you saw earlier in the video. Here's another relic. I'm not sure what this was. I'm guessing probably old mining cabin. Oh, found a nice outhouse. That's cool. Oh, it looks like there's another little cabin right here. Let's go check it out real quick. Ooh, look at all the tailings on this old mine. Pretty cool. I was going to stop for a minute and kind of tell you about the hike. It was a good hike. We're almost back to the vehicle. You can tell we're kind of back in lower elevation, not as much of snow on this side of the trail. If you're ever in Breckenridge, go and do this mining district. It's actually really worth it, and I highly recommend doing it kind of any time of the year. So I lied. We're now finishing the hike right now. We went to go do another little mining site to see, and the vehicles are just literally down right over here. But we're gonna head to that dredge here shortly. All right, guys, so we just made it to this other dredge that's just a little further down from where we were at. This one's, there's not much left of it, but we're still gonna get some. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. A lot of mining history in Breckenridge, but look at this old dredge. Check this thing out. What's going on, YouTube? I decided we're going to do a quick little one night trip we're in the beginning of November right now, so we're going to go we're already at the camp spot. As you can see, we got a little bit of some snow. I'm the only one back here at the moment. I don't think I'm going to run into anyone, but I found a nice little spot. So we moved across from where I was earlier. I didn't want to be in with all those trees. One, it was shaded real heavy, and the wind is actually ripping pretty hard at the moment, so you can probably hear it in the audio. But this time of year, I really don't want to camp with a lot of trees swaying in the wind. You know, that's how people get hurt. So I found me a spot that's a little bit better. I'm kind of in this aspen grove a little bit. I still have some wind, but it wasn't as bad as what it was at the other two locations I was at. So I'm switching to some warmer gear as the wind's kind of ripping. I wasn't expecting it to be this windy today, but we're still going to do this adventure. I'm just going to throw some challenges. You want to stay tuned for that. We are going to try, you could tell it's windy. We are going to try cooking in this. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, it is insanely windy today. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's no one else back here. So we're gonna try and set up some camp, get our stove going. One thing I forgot to pack was my battery to keep my diesel heater running. And it's supposed to get low 20s tonight, so we'll see. I haven't ran it off the trailer. I should be able to, but I just don't want to drain my battery that much off the trailer. But we're gonna try it tonight and see, because they are talking for some pretty cold weather. So setting up camp for me is pretty straightforward. But no, all I really do for setting up camp, like I said, I got my fridge. We're gonna do a turkey chili tonight. But for me to set up camp, it's just really just kind of put this table down, do my little barbecue pit. So I mean, like I said, I got my little table. I'll probably go ahead and set this up. My solar panel, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do that right now. My barbecue pit, and then my diesel heater's in here. Like I say, I don't have a battery source. Okay, so we have our diesel heater plugged into the camper. I haven't done it this way before, so I was a little curious to see if this was going to work or not, and it did. So I have an inverter in this thing, and I don't really run the inverter too much if I don't have good solar, because it just drains my batteries. I have it plugged in the camper, and as you can see, it is running, and we are getting some heat, and I am hooked up to my solar panel, and what's the battery is about 2/3. As you can see, I'm dressed kind of pretty. I've got a puffy on. I have my snow pants on. So I mean, it's actually pretty chilly for being sunny. So don't let it fool you. I don't think we're even above 40s. All Alright, so since it's still windy outside, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up my big tarp. I haven't set this up in a while, but or at least cut the wind down, and when the sun hits it kind of warm up inside. I'd like to spend a little more time outside, not trapped up in the trailer. So stick with me while we set this up. So we got our tarp. Let's get this thing set up. I forgot how big this tarp is. Alright, we're gonna try this again. Alright, so apparently when I want to go set up the tarp, the wind is just blowing at 100 miles an hour. Alright, so you can see I got that. Alright, so I'm gonna let that be for a little bit. Alright, so I got that tarp rolled up. That turned into a fiasco. I love the outdoors. I don't mind the cold to a point. I don't mind the snow to a point. I don't mind the rain to the point. I don't mind the heat to the point. But when it comes to the wind gets frustrating fast. Huh. This is interesting. I think this tree literally fell over while I've been here, because I don't remember driving over all of that. So one of the reasons camping in wind, or just anywhere, watch the trees, because if they're in bad condition, they will fall over and either hurt you or your rig. So you want to definitely make sure you're not under big heavy trees. But yeah, when you guys go to ever camp in the wind, late season or any type of wind, check the trees. Make sure they're solid and safe for you. Like you can kind of see with the Forerunner and everything right here, I don't really have anything real close. All right, so we just hiked to the road. I'm just kind of looking at the trees and just seeing if there's any more downfall. So peak fall, as you can see, all that right there is aspens. All right, so I'm just kind of wandering around, watching the trees a little bit, making sure I don't have any widowmakers. All right, so the wind has died down a little bit. It's still pretty early. I think it's about 4 o'clock or so. So we're gonna just make a turkey chili. I'll kind of show you the ingredients I use and what I use to make it. It's simple, and it's something that would be good on a cold day like today. Like I said, I've been bundled up pretty much all day, mainly because of the wind. But let's get all the ingredients squared away. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my onion, and then I'm gonna actually make a little extra, because I'm gonna actually probably have some for during the week. So I'm gonna make kind of a bigger batch than I normally would. Alright, so I'm gonna put some jalapeno in. Pretty much all my veggies squared away. Everything else I'm just doing in a can. So I got my canned chilies, my stewed tomatoes, pinto beans, fire roasted corn, and then I have my turkey I'll throw in here in a minute. Garlic as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that up into smaller manageable pieces. I got my turkey. I'm gonna go ahead and get that going in here. All right, so for the meat, like I said, I make this kind of easy. I just kind of break it up all in here, cook it all. I just cook it for a good probably 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the chilies in. I usually do about 3 scoops of the chili. 1, 2, 3. All these veggies, get that taken care of. Those onions in there, get those jalapenos and garlic. Oop, lost the garlic. I want to get my tomatoes in there. Ooh, those are big tomatoes. A couple scoops. That's probably about all I'm going to do with the beans. And then I want to put a little bit of corn in there. I think I'm just going to do that number. You guys are going to come with me. And as you can see, we got the pit going. I'm just going to throw that right in the middle. I'm going to let that sit on low for a little bit. We got kind of a really pretty view right there. Look at that. Alright, so we're going to check our chili. Oh yeah, it's boiling good. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Yeah, that's coming together good. Here's our chili. Looks pretty good. I'm going to enjoy this in front of that view right there. So I'm walking out into this little meadow. I like this little meadow right here. It's just literally like maybe 300 feet away from camp, but it's real pretty. I'm hoping to maybe see some wildlife. I'm just gonna kind of hang out, enjoy the fire. You can kind of see I got it going right there. I just saw some turkeys out over in here, so that was pretty cool. I still got the diesel heater hooked up, as you can see. So I ran it a little earlier. All right, guys, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm cozied in, as you can see. I'm wrapped up in blankets. I do got the diesel heater hooked up, but I'm probably gonna run it a little bit before I go to bed. But you can see I got all nice and cozy, warm. I got three sleeping bags on. We should be nice and cozy for the evening. Whew. Good morning, guys. It got cold last night. I didn't run the heater because my batteries died. But if you look around in the camper, look how frosted it is. But yeah, and the wind's ripping again, so I'm gonna get myself kind of squared away, get some warm clothes on, and then get by the fire for a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely I should have charged the batteries more, my bad. But I stayed warm. As you can, like I say, I had 3 sleeping bags on and got myself wrapped up in a little ball, so it worked out pretty good. But yeah, I just don't want to fight the wind again. But it is what it is camping this time of year. Ooh. So I crawled into the 4Runner to warm up for a little bit. My bad on not having my batteries fully charged on the camper. It got cold. It's currently 23 degrees, as you can see. And yeah, the water I had in the camper froze. I got icicles in the froze. Kind of my bad on that for not bringing my battery pack to run the diesel heater and not getting my batteries fully charged. I haven't had the camper out in about 2 weeks, and I just kind of just forgot to charge everything. Sure, one thing I've learned with cold weather though is always have a vehicle as full of gas as you can, a full tank of fuel. So on cold mornings like this, you can at least crawl into something to get warm. This is your greatest heater, is your vehicle. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Got so cold it froze on me. How are you guys doing today? We're out today just doing a little adventure. We're gonna go around and see if we can find some snow in Colorado. We're November 15th, and we haven't had much snow in the state. So we're gonna go see if we can find some. We're gonna do a little exploring too. But stay tuned, we're gonna go see some cool things and hopefully find some snow. So we're currently on Kenosha Pass, and as you can see behind me, looking into South Park, there is no signs of snow or anything, but I'm hoping as we're heading over to Breckenridge, then we're gonna go into Frisco, we're stopped at Lake Dillon. We're gonna kind of do this loop all the way back into Georgetown. But we'll see kind of if we can find some snow. I'm sure once we get over in Breck, we will find a little bit more. But, you know, I'm in a puffy, but truth matters, I really don't need it. It's like 42 degrees at Kenosha Pass currently, and it's like not even 9 a.m. It's crazy how warm of weather we've had for this time of year. It's actually kind of unheard of in my lifetime anyways. So we just made it to Fairplay, Colorado. I like to come to this little lake once in a while just to fish it. I usually fish this early spring, or late spring, early summer. But I always like seeing this little spot. The town is just right there, as you can see. But yeah, this is a cool little spot here. I've caught some little browns out of here. Fishing's always been kind of good, but we're just gonna kind of wander around a little bit in this area. We're getting a little closer to some snow, but not yet. So this is the town of Fairplay. We're going through Main Street right now. It's a small little town, but there's always fun things to do here. You have Burro Days in the summer. They hold a state fair here. Kind of a cool little spot to come and check out. It's not far from Breckenridge. It's maybe an hour and a half from Denver. So yeah, there's plenty to do here in the summer months. Winter, you know, there's a lot of outdoor recreation over here in the winter, but like I say, it's a small little town, but you know, they have a school, they have coffee, hotel, a lot of, like I say, just a lot of stuff to do in the area. Breckenridge is probably no more than 30 minutes away from here. But yeah, kind of a cool little spot. You guys have to come check out. So as you can see, guys, we really don't have much snow on. These are all, this time of year, usually the peaks are completely covered with snow, as you can see in the front. We're getting ready to drive into Alma, but it's kind of rare to see Colorado this nice and 45 degrees at, we're above 10,000 feet. Cool little spot right here. I always like this spot up on, we're currently almost to the top of Hoosier Pass. It's rare to see it with just a little bit of snow up there this time of year, but it's really showing how rugged the mountains are in Colorado. Alright, so we just got over Hoosier Pass, the top. You can see we're coming down it right now. Breckenridge is down there. Oh look, we found a little bit of snow over here. Alright, so we're just outside of Breckenridge. You can tell I took my coat off, that's how warm it is. But this is a cool little spot I always like to come to when I'm over here. So we're gonna go take a quick look at this. As you can probably hear in the background, it's water. So we found ourselves a frozen lake, or partially frozen lake. If you look right there, there's a waterfall. It's all frozen over. And then there is another lake further up, but the gate's closed. But kind of a cool spot. So we're at a spot that's about halfway down Hoosier Pass on the Breckenridge side. That lake you just saw in that previous clip is a lake that I always like to come to, not often, but it's a fun little area. There's some mining, there's very little camping. It's kind of a cool spot if you kind of like water sports too. I feel like it does get busy, but it's a nice spot to still come and check out. This time of year, it's probably rare to see that lake kind of partially frozen and get up to this spot. The roads are completely dry. I mean, there's no snow. You can definitely see it's getting cold up here because things are starting to ice over. But cool little spot nestled away with a really gorgeous view. I mean, I like this area. I've camped here years ago. This is when I was sleeping in the Forerunner, and it's gotten very popular in probably 3-4 years since well, actually it might have been longer than that, since I've camped up here in the Forerunner. But it is a cool spot to come check out and see. I would say come up in like late fall. I think is a good time to come up here. September, October. All right, we're coming into Breckenridge. You can see some of the ski resorts up there, and there's actually no snow on them. That is crazy for this time of year. Breckenridge relies heavy on the ski traffic in the winter, so I bet, and it's like I say, right before Thanksgiving, I'm hoping they see some snow. All right, so we're just outside of Keystone. We found ourselves a nice little river spot right here. I think this is, if I remember correctly, Peru Creek that's running next to me. Man, this is crazy. There's like literally no snow in the Breckenridge Keystone area. Even the high mountains, there's just nothing. This river, or this creek, it doesn't even look like there's no snow, there's no nothing. I was expecting this to have a little bit of some frost in it, or not frost, ice along the shores, but there's nothing. But look how pretty this creek is. This mineral in it makes it look almost like it's a turquoise color. So we're right along the creek. Haven't found much snow besides kind of just some little ice patches. Kind of, I mean, it's pretty this time of year. I like seeing it. We're gonna access some of this stuff in mid-November, but it's also scary on how dry it is here. But don't get me wrong, it's very beautiful. I mean, this time of year, I love fall, and we're actually kind of having a fall in Colorado where it's not so, or go from like hot 90-degree weather, and then all of a sudden it's just cold in winter. But this fall we've had actually a fall, you know. It's kind of rare for Colorado to see I mean, I think it's still warm this time of year, but I think for this kind of unique weather we're having, it's odd to see. It's nice to feel like it's still kind of a little bit of, like I say, we're having a good fall. It's nice, it's pretty, the water's calm. You can still get up into the high country. Where I parked up the road a little bit, you can still access some of the high country passes, which is all the stuff kind of right here behind me. All this stuff over in here is still all open, which is rare, is really rare for this time of year, because a lot of that stuff is about 12,000 feet. So, and you can see there's just nothing there. But this creek, I'm along Peru Creek, right? I think this is Peru Creek, I think. But this creek that's right here, I love this creek because of the minerals in it. It kind of creates that turquoise kind of water. It almost looks like a hot spring. And I was like, oh, that would be kind of cool. Stick my hand in there, see what it feels like. No, it's actually really cold. But like I say, it's just such a view. And I just love this water and the color of it. And it's actually a very peaceful spot. And I like coming here, especially in the summer months when everything's nice and green with this water. It's really, really pretty. So we just made it to Pass Lake up on Loveland Pass. This is a cool little lake to see kind of really any time of the year, but it's kind of cool. It's partly frozen and partly not, but a real pretty spot. I mean, I really do like this little spot and how it looks right now. Alright, so that's going to include today's video. It was a little bit of a short one, but I wanted to get out and kind of see the high country while there's still snow, or try to find some snow. But I will see you in the next video.